is a very good article, and what I found shameful is that Uber and Lyft during the pandemic, didn't show up to the party and protect their drivers, but they dumped all those costs that they should have incurred, right, on the driver. We picked up the fees that they were supposed to pay. So studies say Uber and Lyft offload soft costs on drivers and communities. And I'm going to jump straight to the part that I've reported on all too many times during the pandemic. Drivers themselves are carrying the weight of this decentralized industry as well. In a survey conducted among unionized drivers in Seattle, the University of Washington's Marissa Baker found that most felt they received little or no support from the companies they work for, right? And I've had countless email and text messages which confirm exactly that. Almost everyone was worried about getting COVID-19, obviously, and 30% thought they already caught it. Most had lost income, not surprisingly, and had spent their own money on PPE. Here's the big one. We spent our own money on PPE. There were a lot of promises made. Oh, it's coming, it's on its way, we'll get it to you. Nothing. A handful arrived too late in the game. Less than a third said they received masks or sanitizer from the company, and those who stopped driving during the pandemic reported having trouble getting unemployment benefits. Notably in Seattle, drivers are overwhelmingly black men and often immigrants, groups that face their own compounding challenges. For workers who are in this kind of employment during the pandemic, they receive very little support from their companies that they drive for. And this is the population that had a lot of awareness of the potential exposures they could be facing, said Baker in the release accompanying the study. In Seattle, drivers are lucky to have additional protections not available in many cities, so folks in other locations may have it worse. Delivery drivers were found last year to be facing many of the same problems. These studies are only a peek at the hidden costs and soft economics of the gig economy. Consumers most often hear from the companies themselves a version of these things viewed through rose-colored glasses. So independent inquiry, even if it's just a survey or rough estimate of undocumented costs and behaviors, is incredibly valuable, right? So, they send you out, they make you work during the pandemic, but they're not prepared to keep you safe. Why? Because it could cost them money. And they are surprised that drivers are not coming back. How you have treated these people during the pandemic, this is a quote from Richard Branson, is how they will remember you. Drivers remember and will never forget that Uber and Lyft were not there for them during the pandemic. They did not show up to the party. They did not supply the PPE that they promised. That is how they will be remembered.